Very, very important because you're talking about a different type of money. And what does this mean? When you get a player in the WNBA and let's say the CBA, $1 million. Folks, this is serious business of the CBA. It comes down to the question of a player and the stars of the WNBA and the new incoming. Gives a team an opportunity to re-sign its best player and not be restricted by the cap that the players own. It's a completely different CBA agreement. You can negotiate an antiquated agreement that is good.
Larry Bird, an Indiana basketball icon, stuns the crowd by interrupting Caitlin Clark's post-game interview and grabbing her mic. Was this a passing of the torch, or something even deeper? Stick around because this moment shook more than just the court. Before we move on, I will like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. You know Caitlin Clark is good, but do you realize how good? We're talking about a rookie who's rewriting what it means to enter the WNBA. When the Indiana Fever picked Clark, everyone knew she had potential, but no one expected her to flip the script on the entire league this quickly. Her arrival didn't just make the Fever contenders again, it put the spotlight on women's basketball in a way that's impossible to ignore. At first, it wasn't all sunshine. Skeptics were everywhere. Just another hyped college star, they said. Or worse, someone who would shrink under the pressure of professional basketball. But Clark came out firing. 19 points a game, nearly 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Those aren't just good rookie stats. That's all-star territory. You look at those numbers and see someone crafting her legacy before your eyes. Critics? Silenced. Instantly. And her numbers are only part of the story. Her presence is electric. Indiana Fever ticket sales have skyrocketed. Every seat in the arena is a premium ticket now because of her. National broadcasts featuring Fever games? They're pulling in record TV ratings for the league.
Gives a team an opportunity to re-sign its best player and not be restricted by the cap. The owners agree to raise the salary for $500,000. Well, you can't put Caitlin in the position of a $500,000 salary. X multiple of what revenue does Caitlin Clark bring to the league? Having to sell out each and every game, you must be compensated for that. As a Chicago...
And it's not just Indiana. Stadiums fill up everywhere as fans flock to watch Caitlin perform. That kind of impact isn't something you can fake. It's what happens when a player isn't just great, but magnetic. Her confidence is another thing entirely. Watching her on the court, you see flashes of something rare, something legendary. She plays with that same pure fire you'd expect from the biggest names in basketball. Think Bird, think Jordan, think Magic. The way she shoots those impossible threes, the way she dishes an assist like she's already seen the entire game a step ahead of everyone else. That's not just talent, that's star power. But here's where things really get wild. Larry Bird, an Indiana basketball god, clearly saw something special in Caitlin. It's one thing to be good. It's another for someone like Larry to step in. What he did next? That's why we're all here, and it says more than words ever could. Why would Larry Bird, the Indiana basketball legend, interrupt Caitlin Clark's moment? Let's break it down. For starters, Bird isn't just another basketball great. He's Indiana royalty. Born in the small town of French Lick, he's a living symbol of the state's basketball heritage. Bird built a Hall of Fame career with the Boston Celtics, racking up 3 championships and revolutionizing the game with his unrelenting playmaking and clutch shooting. But his story in Indiana didn't stop when his days in a Celtics jersey ended. Bird returned home, leading the Indiana Pacers as their head coach, where he steered them to the NBA Finals in 2000.
Where my salary should be $15 million. These are the results of the revenue that Caitlin Clark has brought to the WNBA. If you put it in perspective, Bills were allowed to compensate Michael Jordan from a $2 million a year salary or $3 million all the way up to 36. She is the viewership of the WNBA and must be compensated for that, as Larry Bird writes did, but we must go a step beyond. You don't want to take it and make it a soft.
Later, he became the team's president of basketball operations, shaping their future with a sharp, no-nonsense style. In Indiana, his name alone commands respect, a living bridge between the state's basketball past and its present. That brings us to the live WNBA event that took everyone by surprise. Picture this: Caitlin Clark, fresh off another brilliant performance, standing mid-court with a mic in hand, addressing a roaring crowd. Suddenly, Larry Bird steps up, grabs her mic, and says, "Well, that's the thing. It wasn't scripted, and nobody knew what was coming." You could hear gasps mixed with laughter rippling through the arena. Clark, though? She didn't flinch, just smiled, laughed, and rolled with it. That brief interaction wasn't just a quirky moment. It was a lightning bolt of unscripted history. Fans and analysts have been spiraling ever since, debating whether this was casual playfulness, a piece of advice, or a symbolic gesture. Some say this was Bird's way of acknowledging Clark as Indiana's next great basketball icon. Think about it. Bird, the embodiment of hoops tradition, openly stepping into Clark's world.
Advertising that's come in, it's triple, quadruple for the WNBA and its current players, but if you want to put a multiple on it, 10x to 20 players, do we opt in to the CBA agreement or do we opt out of the CBA agreement? Because the representation of the Players League and now the intellectual property cover the baseline for all the players in the WNBA, but that's not going to help someone like Caitlin. Clayton is the star of the WNBA.
Could it be a passing of the torch? It's not hard to see the parallels. Bird's career was defined by his no-nonsense, team-first mentality, and Clark already seems to carry herself with that same command. Both control the court and approach the game with a quiet intensity that speaks volumes. This wasn't just about basketball. It was about one undeniable truth. Greatness recognizes greatness. In one unexpected moment, Larry Bird showed us that greatness isn't confined by gender or generation. His decision to step into Caitlin Clark's spotlight wasn't just about basketball. It was a symbol of recognition from one legend to the next. This interaction felt like history nodding to the future, a reminder of how far the game has come. If this is what happens when legends and rising stars collide, just imagine what's next for women's basketball. What do you think Bird's mic grab really meant? Drop your thoughts below. One thing's certain: Caitlin Clark is just getting started and the world is finally paying attention.